Alright, we are streaming, so I should get a notification for that here soon. There it is.
Hunter.
It always comes up with the wrong name of the thing. I gotta learn how to fix that.
Hunter.
Whoa.
You probably can reset it in the setup of OBS, I would imagine, since that's pushing it right to YouTube. Although I did see the thing come in, but we're not highly rated Next Generation episode 53.
We are not. Alright, I'm gonna turn this one on over here. And then I'll send out a tweet.
All right, hold on. Before we go live, I'm getting paged from above.
Okay.
Darn it. It gave explicit instructions. She's not following.
Go beat your kid. We'll wait for you.
I'm about to.
Should we all just take a go beat our kid break? Get that out of the way before we get started.
Yep.
Whoa. Dave tweeted. Oh, cool. Now I can see what it looks like from your end. Fancy. Getting ready to podcast again. This should be fun. Well, hold on. I gotta retweet that with Howdy Inc. Oh, you use DTD Schmitty. I added you with Cincygram before.
I know you did.
I was thinking that was your main account.
Hunter, stop, dude. Nope. It's your last warning. You're going to go to bed if you don't listen. Go. Oh, kids, man. Kids.
What is it?
You know
DTD
all about
Schmitty 81? Is that what it is?
Should just be DT Schmitty now.
So that's what I thought, but that's not coming up.
That's what it should be.
And the one that's DTD Schmitty 81 does not include that tweet that I just saw on my other account.
Yeah. It's just DT Schmitty.
DTY. There it is. It didn't come up until I typed out the whole damn thing. That was stupid. Howdy Inc. is not following you.
Nope, I have 5 followers. It's all spam.
You must have got
You're
a
not
new.
even
You got a
following me.
new account then, right?
Yeah, because I couldn't get in
Oh,
to
okay.
regular DT Schmitty.
Gotcha. What up, Smith?
What's up? All right, let me see. Did you just tweet something?
I'm writing it right now. God damn it. All right. There's the tweet, if everybody would like to retweet that, because that will get us at least 1 million viewers.
1 million.
Yeah, I don't know why Taggart didn't just use that secondary mic he had. That one didn't sound that bad.
His video was lagging, but yeah.
Yeah, it was. Really bad.
don't need anything. There's a drink on my side of the bed.
All right, I do believe I'm ready to roll.
Yep.
Ready.
Let's do this.
That should work. All right, take a quick pause and then bring us in here, Smoothie.
Me? Sure. I can do that.
man. Oh, cool. And all three of us have watched the reboot, right? The Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
Yes.
Cool. We can talk
Yep.
about that. Good.
All right. So I'll wait. I'm going to pause now, and I'm going to bring it in. Gotta clear my throat first, and I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to bring it in. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Smoothie Bud, of course, and welcome back to the very first episode of 2020 and of the new decade of the Unknown Podcast. Tonight, I am joined with Brandon
What's up, everybody?
and Dave.
Yo.
Dave is a guest here on the show tonight. Any of you who may have dug deep into the bowels of Howdy Lore may be familiar with him. Him and Brandon did Square 2 podcast way back in the day, and he's been on some of our other shows as well. Also has an excellent. You're still doing Cincygram? That's still
Yes, sir.
going good on
Yep.
Instagram. So we're happy to have him tonight. Scott should be joining us later, so let's get this started.
Heck yeah. Dude, that was a
Let's do it.
fantastic intro.
Hey, I do what I can.
Nicely done. See, that's pretty good. Like, when it comes to, like Dave hasn't done anything with us in forever, but, like, you did a perfect job of crediting what he had done, and that was awesome. I liked that a lot.
That's what I do. I left out the whacking tree, but that's for
Before we went on the air, Dave was like, what are you
Oh,
talking about?
geez.
What is that? And I had to explain to him. I was like, that was a joke we made, like, so many times on Howdy Radio. And he's like, well, we might not be talking about that tonight. So we might talk about that later.
again, you'd have to dig deep into the
Yep.
bowels of Howdy Lore to know that joke. So.
But it's there.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
Out of everybody, how are you the one that forgot about that?
Well, because I try not to think about it.
Fair enough. Smoothie always thought that was just the funniest thing in the world.
It's a great
and I mean,
story.
yeah, it is a very great story. Cool.
Just wanted to pass down to your son.
Oh, yeah. Do not go up in a tree.
No, stay out of the tree. Good lesson. Lesson learned there. Plenty of
Lesson.
other places. Tree? Nah.
So, with that
Yeah.
all said and out of the way, now it's time to really get the show started. As per usual, I think we will kick off the evening's festivities with our shot.
Yeah.
Dave, you have a shot there?
I got moonshine that I'm drinking tonight.
All right. Fair enough. Brandon, you got your shot?
Got my fireball. Got my
Okay.
ICP shot glass.
I have my generic dollar store shot glass with my fresh fireball. So,
Very nice. Cheers
Second
to
cheers.
2020, guys.
2020.
Cheers.
Unknown Podcast.
Oh yeah.
Brandon, I got my second spirit. Or second sight spirit
Where's that at?
glass. Ludlow,
Oh, okay.
Kentucky.
Very cool. Very cool.
That was good.
How about beers? Anybody drinking any beer?
I certainly am, sir.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Thread?
I am drinking on this threaded Discord discussion Coors Banquet.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Those are pretty good. I think I'm drinking what I drank last time on the show, which is Rheingeist Dad. It's a holiday
Brandon,
hoppy ale that was just left
I was
in the
going to
fridge.
ask what that was about.
Yep, it says Hoppy Holiday Ale. And it's sweating to death. It's 6% alcohol. So,
Sweet.
yeah, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Everybody have a good Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Yeah, it was
get
good.
a bunch of good stuff. Dave got him a PS4, which put him back in the console game for the first time in a long time.
Nice.
Probably about 15 years, yeah.
So we've been playing some Rainbow Six Siege because me and Dave used to play Rainbow Six 3 on the original Xbox way back in the day. So once he got the PS4, I was like, you got to get Rainbow Six Siege, and we'll put some time into that. So we've been playing that a little bit here lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with that game.
I'll
that
have to
game's awesome.
I'll have to re-download it now that
Yeah.
I have a bigger hard drive.
Oh, did you get a bigger hard drive for the PS4?
Yeah. Shit, when was that? Black Friday, I got one.
Gotcha.
I have a 4 terabyte,
That's what I
drive.
want to get, is a 4 terabyte also.
so I can download all the games I've had to undownload.
Right.
And that was one of them. But I've never been. I've struggled to get into Rainbow Six Siege. I was happy
I've
with.
struggled to get into goddamn Modern Warfare, so
We have to play it.
I don't like it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
We had fun when we're playing together. That was fun. We had
I have fun playing whatever for a short amount of time just so we can hang out and play together. But as far as like playing a game over and over again, I much more enjoy Rainbow Six Siege than I do.
Interesting.
I've never been a Call of Duty person. Like, that's nothing new. Like, I've never been good at it. I've never really put much time into it other than like when Dave and people would come over back in the day and we'd play it like split screen locally. Like, that's my only experience with Call of Duty. Sorry, Smoothie. I know you love it.
Sorry. Level 80, like 6.
All right. Well, you do you, and that's all right. But yeah, download Siege. You've got it.
Yep, I'll re-download that and we can schedule something up to play.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We could use an extra person in our squad. Taggart's been playing with us too, so we've had the 3 of us, and the squad's 5 people. So it'd be pretty cool to fill out the squad.
That would I probably would enjoy it more not playing with
Mhm.
people I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And we usually play the terrorist hunt part of it because then you're playing against AI. Because I still suck at online video games, so playing against other real people, I don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
and I enjoy
don't
the terrorist hunt modes, so they're fun.
Terrorist Hunt is fun. I like the other modes too. I just don't.
We play it if we play for a couple hours at a time, like we'll switch over and do the regular stuff for a little while because you get all kinds of points doing it that way. But then we usually end up switching back, like when we finish up to the terrorist hunt.
I just don't like how it's and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I played Vegas. Obviously, I don't like the friendly fire. Like,
yeah.
No kidding, man. We've had a ton of problems with that. We've had rounds where we start off and like one of the dudes turns and just shoots you in the head and you're dead. And I'm like, the fuck just happened?
And you get shot in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like. Usually, I don't typically run into getting shot by people, but like I'll accidentally be jumpy.
Yeah.
And like shoot them and.
So the friendly fire thing that we've been experiencing in Rainbow Six is not something that is in Modern Warfare or in Call of Duty or whatever.
Only in the hardcore mode.
Okay.
Friendly fire. But no. You can,
Okay. So I don't think I knew
Shoot
that was not a thing in other games, but it's definitely bugged the shit out of me a few times in Rainbow Six for sure. I like all the different operators and all the different like I'm not usually an unlock stuff kind of guy because I don't usually play a game long enough to care about that kind of stuff, but it's been fun unlocking the different operators and their different special moves that they have to do and stuff. I like the game. I think it's pretty cool. I wish I would have started playing the game earlier than what I did because it's been out for so damn long now.
Well, it's had its pluses and minuses, but I liked Rainbow Six with the Vegas days. Like that was my
yeah. I mean, if I'm deciding between Rainbow Six games, Vegas is hands down better than what this is, I think.
Now, is there any new releases coming out anytime soon?
So they did, when you turn on Rainbow Six now, like it has like some other name that goes along with it. That's like kind of how they do their seasons and stuff. So at one point they did, and that's how they like do their special modes. There was some mode not that long ago that was like, I think it was a zombie outbreak thing because every game has to have a zombie outbreak mode. But apparently it was really good and people liked it a lot. So they're going to release this year. There's a release that is the zombie mode, like just in full. So you can always play it instead of it just being a temporary thing.
So that's where everybody will go to once that's released.
I'm not sure. They said it's a standalone thing. It's not an add-on to the game that it is now. But I don't know. I think they're still going to continue to update the game that is going on now as well. I think that's just that one and it's done, and then this one still continues to be the main game.
Gotcha.
I will say, in regards to Siege, though, I do like how, I was disappointed when it first came out because I was looking forward to that. Also, the campaign part of it, and there was supposed to be after Vegas 2, Patriots.
Yeah.
Was supposed to be the next one, and that got scrapped and canceled. And they completely did away with the campaign. But I do appreciate the fact that, because this is one of the things I thought was ingenious when they first announced Destiny back in the day, that the developer said this game could last 10 years hypothetically, but then they went and released Destiny 2. It's like,
of course,
but they're still sticking with that, popping the updates in, keeping it fresh, but not changing. There's not a need to get a new game.
Right.
They're freshening it up with updates and stuff. And
there's a ton of maps. Like we've been playing a lot here lately, and then like there's still maps that pop up like we've never been here before. This is completely new, and there's been a lot of them. The one we've mentioned a couple times, one thing that I would love for the game to have though is some of the classic maps, and there is none. There's none whatsoever. And it'd be awesome if there was like a couple of the Rainbow Six Vegas, or even back earlier than that, maps that would be in there. They could make them DLC. People can pay for them and download them. I'd gladly do that.
Yeah, that would be a neat concept. But my thoughts on that, my line of thinking is why they want to do that. It's because it'd probably be a lot more rewriting to do that.
Yeah.
With
They'd
all the
have
different
to build it from the ground up, I'm sure.
Yeah, so they'd have to redo the stuff. Maybe, which I mean, if they're making new maps anyway, why not?
Yeah. And those maps would be small compared to what the maps are now. They could put out like a $5 or $10 DLC that includes like 3 or 4 old maps. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I've said
I'm
that.
sure somebody from Rainbow Six is watching us live right now. So
I bet. Yeah.
So
I know.
Listen
Tom
to what we're
Clancy,
saying, because we know what we're talking about.
Tom Clancy's watching from the grave.
Yeah,
saying,
Tom Clancy
"Guys,
watches
right."
every single episode. Yeah.
But no, I mean that's the one thing I always said about Call of Duty, and they've been pretty good about it in recent years. I said, well, actually, the handheld, the mobile game, I know a lot of the maps were probably only from one version of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But when the first time I played it, I was like, this is what I've been looking for, because it seemed like they had maps from all the games.
That's
and
cool.
I said I would pay for a DLC pack of all the, like, from each different one, like having a map or whatever. But
Yep. Fans always want new stuff, but we always want to play on the old stuff too.
right, because it's fun. But
Yes.
they do have, Call of Duty does have like quite a few old throwback maps, but they're usually specific to.
Yeah, what's the
Insane.
what's the main like default Call of Duty map? The one with the what Nuketown? Like
Nuketown, that's
every
been-
Call of Duty game has Nuketown on it.
There's no Nuketown in this one.
What?
But no.
And that's weird. Well, all right.
There's small. This one shipment is the
Oh yeah,
one.
gotcha.
that really small one that's
Yeah.
carried over
Yeah, I remember
from
that
the
one.
original.
What else have you been playing on the PS4, Dave, other than Rainbow Six? Anything else?
I played Red Dead Redemption 2,
Gotcha.
and then
Have you
my
been,
wife has been playing Harry Potter.
Gotcha. And what's the kid been playing?
Aladdin.
I love that game. I want to borrow that game from you. Smoothie looks confused.
Aladdin?
It's a
Aladdin. It's a reboot from Sega.
Yeah.
They released. I thought that was just Switch.
No,
they release?
it's a 2-pack of Aladdin and Lion King from 16-bit Genesis Super Nintendo games.
I thought that was a Switch. I didn't realize that was consoles.
Mm-hmm. It was on everything. It's like a
That's
$30
okay.
game.
Yep.
It comes with both of them. I loved both of those games on Genesis way back when, so I'd love to play those again.
Yeah, I've been waiting to check that one out as well. Then.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because you can have 3 different modes to see like the actual screen. So the classic back in the day screen, or you can stretch it across
Okay.
your whole TV. So it's pretty cool how they have it designed in the game.
Right on.
Yeah, I like those kind of games.
Yeah,
I
me
picked
too.
up for the and I'll probably pick them up again for the Switch if they go on sale. The Castlevania and
Yeah.
Contra.
Mm.
I know. I've
ones.
almost pulled the trigger on that Castlevania collection quite a few times.
I saw that too.
It's where I'm still playing through one, but I mean it's a nice little package just
Yeah.
for what
It's got all kinds of good games in it.
you get. It has all the games, and then like I like how they give a story about a little bit behind. There's also like the digital like picture book, I guess,
Oh,
about
okay.
the history of it and stuff. So
Hmm.
a lot of neat stuff with that. So
Mhm.
I like that.
Cool.
Right on. What else?
That's it.
That's
I
it.
don't have many games yet.
Gotcha. Any games
have
that
about-
you're like I want to get? Like have you figured out like what you want to play next or anything like that?
No.
Right on.
Now
Well,
I do have WWE 2K20 or whatever it is, the
Mhm.
newest one. There's I guess I can't play it right now because after the New Year something went wrong in the game,
Okay.
and you cannot play it unless they came out with a update since then. But you can't load it.
I haven't heard a single good thing about that game, so that kind of doesn't surprise me.
No, I think I
Right.
mean I think they're trying to. That might be why they're trying to go back and right the wrongs. But I think the big thing is because they weren't working with. This is the first one without working with Jax
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
on it as well. And so I guess they took all the assets and stuff, and that's why it looks
Yeah.
like PS2.
Right. It's comical how bad the game is, it appears. But I haven't
See,
played it
I
firsthand, so I don't know.
I played it after I got the PS4, and it's awesome gameplay. I mean, as what I read previously when it was released,
Mhm.
all the like you were saying is
Just
the
a ton
old
of
PS2
bugs.
kind of. Yep,
Mhm.
but it's fine now. It's not obviously, but
Yeah. I feel like they
I unlocked all the characters and whatnot, and
Gotcha.
I paid for it. But
Yeah.
I want the characters.
I felt like I was kind of optimistic about it, like once they had to get a new developer, because I thought the old games were getting pretty stale and that a new developer could have kind of brought the series back to life, and it sounds like they didn't really go that route.
And then also what I read is the budget for this next year's game is going to be downhill. 'Cause
Yeah.
of this.
I mean, there's no way this game's
This
selling
game.
well.
Nope.
All right,
No,
we'll
I
just-
think it dropped to $20, right? Like fairly quick.
yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
AEW comes out with a good video game. That'd be awesome.
I definitely would like to pick that up.
The rumor on that one, Smoothie, is that they're supposed to be using a similar gameplay engine as the old N64 wrestling games, which are like considered like the best wrestling games in the world. So if they could pull that off, that might be pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will definitely, keep my eyes out for that one. I haven't watched much recently.
Yeah.
Just been a pain. And I mean, I fell so far behind, but I've been following their stuff, and I watched that little video.
Sometimes keeping up on social media is almost good enough with wrestling these days.
The thing you did with that crazy Juggalo guy.
Oh yeah, oh he's the best, superhuman. This is for all the juggalos and juggalettes.
But I watched the whole, rest of that like little. I thought that
this
was
shit.
great.
He was only at the very beginning of the new BTE episode, but it was just surreal seeing the thumbnail for BTE say this is for all the juggalos and juggalettes, and that dude being on there. I was like, wow, what a 29th or 2020 now. What a fucking time to be a wrestling fan and a old juggalo, I guess.
My name
What about
is
the
Matt
gathering,
Hero.
Smoothie? I'm going to put you on the spot now. You never answered any of the gathering questions in the thing. Are you out? I assume you're out, right?
Probably won't happen.
Okay. I just
That
wanted to
usually
hear you
week-
say it. That's all.
That's usually the week we volunteer at our church camp thing.
Yeah. Well, you can't skip church camp to go to the gathering. That doesn't look good on the resume.
Does not. It does not.
I'm intrigued by possibly going. Like, if Kyle and Derek are both, like, for sure talking about going, I don't know. I think it's a strong maybe from me.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, Derek is pro Twisted now. I don't know if you listened to the most
Okay,
recent.
is that what happened? I saw that, like, something was going on That is that no. Derek's full of shit. That's not real, right?
My thoughts on this, I have no insider information, but
Yeah.
this is purely speculation. But I posted, I said this is a setup. I smell a setup
Right. Right.
for the next time they come back. They're doing the sixth, and we're not sorry that we tricked you.
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay.
All right, fill me in on this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go, Dave. Let's fill you in on the last 20 years of Juggalo history. No, we are definitely not doing that. Derek and, Kyle,
Yeah.
his buddy Derek, the two of them somewhat recently, started up a Juggalo podcast just talking about the old Juggalo stuff, and they've done like each episode dedicated to a different album, and they do a really, really good job on it.
Gotcha.
And on the last episode, the most recent episode, Derek, so going back, what's happening in the actual ICP world, ICP and Twisted aren't friends anymore. They're not on the same label anymore. Twisted runs their own label. I don't know if you're allowed to be fans of both of them or whatever. You have to pick sides or something like that. But I guess on this last episode of Deck 1 Dealt, Derek revealed that he was no longer on ICP's side, that he's now siding with Twisted or something, and we all think that it's probably just a big joke because he's never been that big of a Twisted fan. So,
Gotcha.
but that's funny.
Cool.
I was scrolling through Reddit today, and out of nowhere, Deck 1 Dealt popped up on just my Reddit feed because Kyle posted the episode on r/Juggalo. And I thought it was super cool that came up on my feed there.
Oh, that's awesome.
They do a great job on that show.
They do.
They're very
I like
good.
that history. And it's new, not new, fresh, but good hearing it's almost like because they usually bring stuff to it. It kind of reminds me of like a condensed. Well, I know they're going from Behind the Paint, but like they have their own like special like mementos and articles and stuff from that time period. So it's cool to
they have a very similar ICP history as I do, which means that there's about 5,000 good stories to tell within those few years, and they're good at telling them.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job with it.
for sure. For Sheezy.
Yep, and I know you're still a Juggalo at heart, right, Dave? I know you're always bumping ICP on your way to work.
Always, man.
So, Kyle, Smoothie, Teach Me Here. So the CD that you just posted on your Instagram, the Rydas. So that is now Twisted's version of Psychopathic Rydas, but they can't, of course, call it Psychopathic. So
yes, so
that's what that is.
They're resurrecting them.
And they did the same thing with Dark Lotus as well, right?
On tour. I
They're
don't.
lame. Come on, they're just stealing the other people's ideas at this point.
I think what I like the album, and I don't have a problem with what Twisted's doing. I understand they want to. I think the biggest problem that people have with them doing these different things is the way they said they left because they want to do their own thing. They don't want to be.
They're just doing the same thing.
They're when they were doing their new style and new stuff, and that wasn't working. Then all of a sudden, here's Dark Lotus.
Right.
Sorry, not Dark Lotus.
Yeah.
Here's the Riders.
Yeah.
It's like right because your
whatever,
other
you
stuff.
got to do what you got to do to make some money. But that I feel like that's a little lame. I think.
Are they using the same characters from the Riders?
Their characters. Yeah, like the what, like, it's I forget what their.
I always forget who's who.
But
they're
the
allowed.
core,
But they are allowed to still use the same name that they used on the ICP albums. Okay.
Yeah, so Blaze and Madrox and
Gotcha.
Monoxide.
But also their Rydas names, like Little Shank or whatever their names were within Rydas, they still use
Little Shank. Yeah, so that is those names are the same. Like even Boondocks is on there now, so he still uses the same.
So who is the Rydas now? The two Twisted.
It's like
Blaze.
everybody.
Oh, it's like everybody. So like their whole record.
Because they
label
brought in
crew.
like that Buckshot, like who did like the Underground Avengers, and like their that Dustin guy, like their road manager, who does a lot with Astronomicon, and just everybody, which is kind of was what the initial Riders was. If you were on the label, you were in the Riders.
Yeah. That's true.
But I like in that one song that I posted, the 7-minute one, that seems to be the biggest, has the most people thrown into it. But at the end, he does, mention whatever they're like,
Both of them, Jay and Shaggy,
and
who-
Misery and
okay,
Isham and
Wow.
okay. And who was saying that verse?
Jamie Madrox.
Madrox.
He said, "I hope though." He's like, "I hope the old riders are doing it." He says, "Got to give love to." So I think
Okay, so good. There's hope for the family after all.
right. He's trying to say that it's. He's like,
Alright.
"I hope they have their own sets."
Good. They
And
can
they're
all
all-
be friends again. I'll be happy then. I can
Um,
sleep at night.
It would be neat to see that happen, but
It'll happen eventually. It's just like fucking wrestling, man. Eventually, one day they'll come back and they'll fucking do it just so they can make a bunch of money off of it.
yeah, I bet I can concur with that. But
I'm pretty intrigued by the gathering being at the Crystal Forest again this year. We had a lot of fun at that place when we went, and that's not too far away. And the whole Bizarre Bazaar theme sounds kind of cool. At least I know they'll be playing old songs that I like instead of new shit.
well, it's nice that they I think this is the first time in a while that they've announced the place and the date
Okay.
for and the theme
Mm-hmm.
for the gathering.
Yeah, I'm
Like, that
sure they're
was,
super happy to be able to be back at that location because that was a really, really good location for them.
That's in Ohio.
Yep. When they switched it from the like convention center way of doing it to the camping way of doing it, the first 3 camping ones were at this place they called it the Crystal Forest. And they haven't been there since those first 3 years. So this year they're going back there and doing it for the first time there again, which is pretty cool.
Cool. And it's
So
a
if you
bizarre theme.
Yeah, it's the 20th anniversary of Bizarre Bazaar, so it looks like it's going to be a whole Bizarre theme. They'll probably play both albums. They'll probably do like a show Friday night and a show Saturday night and probably play both albums all the way through would be my guess of what happens.
Gotcha.
But it does
Is it just
suck.
2 nights?
No, I think the whole thing is like 4 nights altogether, 3 or 4 nights.
yeah, I think it starts Wednesday, Thursday.
It starts
Friday.
Wednesday?
Like Wednesday. Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, Sunday. It's Thursday. People start getting there, I think, Wednesday night,
Okay,
and
that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that's how it was when we went back then too.
I think the gates open on Thursday morning.
Gotcha. Right on. Scott was saying maybe he'd go, but now it does suck that like if you go to something like that, you don't get to see Twisted and
Right.
all the stuff that they brought to the table. So, because I did always like Twisted.
Yeah. So
Are they the only ones that split?
They took Blaze with them. Smoothie, you'll have to. I'm not sure from there.
Blaze went. Boondocks.
I don't know that Dave would even know who Boondocks is. That
Yeah,
was probably
so
after
I-
his time.
I know who he is.
Okay.
I don't know any of his music.
He was terrible.
I was thinking he's still with them.
He was never
Yeah.
my thing.
Well, not with them, but now
Yeah.
with Twisted. But and AMB.
Okay. Anybody killer?
No, not ABK. ABK's the smart one. He's worked
Oh.
it, and has worked it for a while. Where he runs his own like native world. He's still affiliated with Psychopathic. I think he still has to release an album on Psychopathic, so I think he's still kind of under contract with them. But he's one of the anomalies that he'll do stuff with Psychopathic, and then he'll still do drive by with Blaze and stuff.
Gotcha.
So
even though Blaze is on the other team.
and it's still
And he said drive-bys.
Yep.
Dave, do you follow Shaggy 2 Dope on Instagram?
I don't.
So
You should.
he's new to Instagram, just maybe a month or two, couple months ago, something. His Instagram is fucking hilarious. Like, I mean, if you ever thought like ICP was like kind of funny, then like you would thoroughly enjoy
Oh, yeah.
following him on Instagram. He just does stupid stuff, and it's
the one that it's the absolute stupidest one, but I've watched it like a million times just because I chuckle every time still.
Mhm.
Where did you see the one where he's shaving?
Oh yeah,
He's mistaken.
multiple times. Yes, yeah. There's that, and
So-
then I like the one where he's standing on the side. It says "standing on the road in Flint, Michigan" or something. And
Oh, it's just dancing.
he has no shirt on. He has the Shaggy face paint on. He's just out there dancing and waving at cars that are driving by. I'm like, oh my god, to just drive by that guy standing there doing that would be insane.
But the
I just
eyebrow
followed
one,
him, guys.
the eyebrow one gets me every time. Look that one up, Dave, real quick.
The eyebrow. Is it the?
It'll look like just a sink. You'll see just a sink with water. No, that's Trick Daddy. Keep
Gotcha.
if you
Yeah, I'll look this up later on, so we don't have dead air.
well, I'll let you be surprised with it because
Okay.
it's just I laugh every time.
Yeah, he's a funny
Um,
dude.
Do you know how recent it was?
Here, let me just not far because I just looked it up again today because he posted another one, so I went and looked at that one while I was in there.
He does have the rockers on there though. That's pretty sweet.
If you click on this thing, one,
Yep. You want to just tag me on it?
oh yeah, there we go.
Tag me too. I'm out. I want in on it also.
There we go.
Cool.
All this shit, and Dave's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's not very funny." You fucking stupid old juggalos.
You've been tagged.
I have not been
Tag's
tagged.
not here, man. Oh yeah.
I didn't get a tag.
Oh, were you saying something about your different account?
Cincygram?
Oh,
Is it on Twitter or is it on
Instagram.
Instagram?
I did your
Yeah.
Smitty one on Instagram.
Oh, I don't have that one logged in.
Here,
There,
I
let
gotcha.
me-
Okay. There we go.
This is good podcasting. We're just
It is.
watching Instagram.
Well, now we're just going to direct them to this video. Oh, man. What the?
Yeah, everybody should go watch that. All right.
Wow.
I want that
Yeah.
shirt that he's wearing now that says at shaggy.icp. I want that
Well, there-
shirt.
If you just saw him and that other guy that it's on or affiliated with Psychopath, like that Keegan the Creep, they just created a YouTube channel for a Shaggy Show
Oh, cool.
reboot.
Reboot?
Um,
Reboot.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there
like
we
a
go. That's
little-
something to talk about.
There,
I was gonna say, oh yeah, now he's got his kid on he's had his kid on a couple recent videos
Yep.
too, and that's been pretty cool.
Who?
Shaggy.
Oh, okay.
his wife's in them. It's
Mhm.
like, most of these are like around his kitchen table.
Right. But
Stuff.
always with the Shaggy face paint on.
Yep.
Like no matter what he's out doing, he's still Shaggy 2 dope.
Does he go to sleep with his face paint on?
I don't know.
These
Maybe we'll see a
videos
post about that
we-
one day. They used to always go out and like if they were not like playing a show or whatever, they'd wear the luchador masks. But it looks like
Oh, yeah.
he just goes for the fucking the face paint all the time now. Speaking of luchador mask, I should
Speaking
be
of
wearing
luchador
mine right
mask,
now.
Yeah.
It's right fucking
Put it
there.
on.
Hold on.
Smoothie, have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man. We were playing RS Siege the other day. He's like, I'm playing with my mask on. It's great. And we're waiting.
Let's go.
So what other ones are good on Shaggy's Instagram?
They're all good. I mean, not the pictures are funny too, but like anytime there's a video, it's guaranteed. There's that's ridiculous.
Hold on, I gotta get my.
The spontaneous world of podcasting.
All right, there we go. Hold on, that doesn't work.
What?
Damn it. Talk.
What's it?
Hello.
Okay, I can't hear you very well. This was a Christmas present, Smoothie.
That's awesome.
Okay, let's try that.
Brando.
It'll get on my nerves here in a couple minutes anyway, but there we go.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, kind of.
See, now you got to go stand out on the side of the street and
Yeah.
and dance. You're
Liz was mad at me because I wouldn't wear it to the bar last night. I probably should have. I know everybody there. It
Brandon,
wouldn't
I was telling Brian that about your RS Siege the other day, playing with the game.
Oh, with the mask?
Yeah.
I think it makes me
Excellent.
play better. It really sucks for with the phone because it's got the Face ID on it. So I keep trying to unlock my phone. It's like, nope. So I keep having to put the password in. But you have to like fail the Face ID 3 times before it'll ask you the stupid password.
No, you don't. You just swipe up from the bottom.
That never works right. Not on this piece of shit phone, that's for sure.
Piece of shit.
All right, hold on. I'm taking it off.
Well, hurry up.
It's really hot. I don't know how people fucking wrestle on that shit. Why is nobody talking?
it's fantastic. We're just watching.
Oh, okay.
Memorized by you.
All right, good.
So yeah,
Alright.
you were mentioning a reboot. What about a reboot?
So there was a movie that came out here recently called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, and if you've listened to the Unknown podcast, we've always especially me and Smoothie, have always spoke highly of Kevin Smith and his movies, and he came out with a new one, and I got to go see it a month or 2 ago in the theater, but it just showed up on Plex here within the last couple days, so we all watched it, so I thought we could all give our 2 cents about the movie.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
I guess I can lead.
Go for it.
Do it.
Jump in. From the get go, when I first saw the first Red Band trailer,
Mm-hmm.
the big one, I was excited to see it, and I know you had reservations. And
Yeah, the trailer did nothing for me. I was kind of
Me neither.
disappointed. I was like, "Oh man, this kind of sucks." But I
'Cause
wasn't. I wasn't
I don't
totally
remember
turned
the
off
trailer
by the
being,
trailer. Go ahead, Dave.
Sorry. I don't remember the trailer talking about the storyline.
Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I would like to go back and watch the trailer again now to kind of see what it was that they did show because I really don't remember now.
they kind of touch. I mean, you see his daughter, and you see like those key
Mhm.
points, but it was more or less of a we're back, but we're doing like the same thing because you hit like the Jason Lee parts, and you saw Jason Big.
Mhm.
They capitalized on all.
Man, they brought everybody back. Every
All the
person that's
stuff.
been a character in the View universe had a cameo in this, except for the other dude from Clerks, Randall, who they made up friends after this movie came out. So unfortunately, he did not have a role in this movie.
Right.
So what happened with him?
I'm not sure the backstory, but him and Kevin, I guess, were not on good terms for a long time up until like right after the movie came out. They've reconnected.
There's just as a side note, him and Brian O'Hall or whatever,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dante, they'll be at Astronomicon.
They're going to be
Twisted
here in
thing.
Cincinnati also.
So
Are they?
Mhm.
When?
It's in either late February or March. It's got Dante, Randall, and Jason Mewes. All 3 of them's going to be there.
We should go.
I'm for sure going. I've gone to Horror Hound the last few years in a row, so I will for sure be there.
And that's one thing I did like the when you were talking about just like even the Clerks piece of it. I liked in that one scene when they ran into the Clerks
Mhm.
reunion and they were all
Yeah.
black and white.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, that was classic.
yeah, I loved that. They got in there like, no. I need to
It was-
pause it because I almost didn't even get to like see because it was so quick. I didn't even really get to see who all it was sitting at the panel.
I paused it on the screen that says 20 years or whatever to read it to see who was on the panel.
Mm-hmm. That was very cool.
But it was just things like that that just made it. And the story wasn't bad. It was a good.
Oh, I loved the story. I thought the story
The
was
story
super
was
cool.
amazing.
Yep.
It was definitely a good story.
Yep.
They hit all the things just enough.
Kevin does a good job of making the dick joke comedy, but also trying to pull at your heartstrings. And me being the guy that grew up without a fucking dad, this movie fucking, of course, you know, and that's why, yeah, Dave, I also knew, I was like, Dave, you need to watch this movie, and that was the reason why I thought that as well, so.
Yep.
And, that was a good plot
favorite,
line for me.
My favorite quote of the movie is, our kids are like our reboots.
Mm-hmm.
Which totally makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved that Ben Affleck was in it because him and Kevin also were on bad terms for quite some time. And,
were they really?
Oh yeah, for a long time. Yeah, after Jersey Girl came out, Ben Affleck stopped talking to Kevin Smith for a very long time, and started talking shit about Kevin Smith even in some interviews and stuff. So they were not on good terms for a long time. Kevin had his heart attack, and I guess somebody mentioned to Kevin that I think Ben asked about him or something or another, and somebody recommended, hey, maybe call Ben and see if he'll be in this new movie. What the fuck? Why not? It's worth asking. And he called him and he asked him, and that was the first time that they had talked in over a decade, and he agreed to do the movie. So that makes his. Now go back and watch Ben's scene and listen to his dialogue. Now that you know that, it makes Ben's scene in this movie even fucking better. I'm guessing for you.
Yeah, that's.
But I love the movie overall. I think Kevin Smith's daughter is a good actress. I think she did a very good job. I liked her character a lot.
Yeah.
She seems like a pretty cool chick.
I think she got a lot of scene play because of her dad being there.
For sure. I mean, that's 100%. I mean, she even made a joke about it a couple times in the movie, how Kevin Smith's dad always makes his kid be in the movie.
Yep.
And I
but
think
why
that's
not? I mean, he's got the privilege to be able to make movies and to do stuff like that. Why not?
And I think that was with that joke with the his dad puts it in all the movies that was. I think that played into the joke nicely because she did get the thing, but it was nice how it wasn't her. I mean, how he was Jay's,
right?
Or how she was Jay's daughter, and I liked how Ben Affleck and that was Jay Muse's.
When I saw that in the theater, I did not catch that, but when I watched it last night and I was reading through the credits, Affleck's kid in the movie is Jason Muse's actual kid.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
which was nice because if you go back and watch that scene, you see Jay make a funny face at her, which would be totally kind of be a dad type of face that
yeah
home kid.
That's cool. I love that they've got all their families involved in all this shit and everything, and the two of them are obviously insanely good friends, and kudos to them for still being friends all these years later. I'll be the biggest Kevin Smith fanboy forever and ever. It'd take a lot for him to do something really stupid for me to not continue to be a Kevin Smith fanboy.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the movies because when I saw it, I was like, I think you all are really gonna like this movie, and I was glad it finally fucking came out so we could put it on Plex.
Yeah, and I'll probably once it comes out, so I'll probably pick that up to add to my.
I saw you can buy it on the View Askew store signed by Kevin Smith, so that might be one of the ways of getting it. I'm not sure.
Probably a lot.
They have every movie he's made on the website signed by him, and it's not that much more expensive to get the signed version usually.
Well, maybe I'll look. But to me, I mean, it's nice to have his autograph and everything.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy, if I get your autograph in person, that's cool, but I'm not one to just, buy one off the internet.
Yeah, I'd rather have the memory of getting it or the interaction.
And it's like the con that we go to, I never pay for autographs. I always, if I'm meeting somebody and I'm going to pay for something, it's a picture. I want to get a picture taken with you because that autograph ain't going to do me much good, really.
Nope.
Yeah.
Good. So the reboot.
Good
is-
movie. Great use of a Pearl Jam song at the end. Got to throw that in there.
Yes,
Putting-
I thought of you when that was
I
playing.
knew you would, and I appreciate that.
Exactly. Yeah, I did too.
That's cool. As soon as in the theater, as soon as like the opening chord, like I mean, half of the first opening chord of "Daughter" started, and like that made me cry a little bit, just right off the rip. I was like, "Oh, that's so fucking perfect." That was cool.
Yep. It was a good touching moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. A good movie all around.
Yep, all the
Even
cameos. Jason Lee's cameo cracked me up. His store being in a mall now was hilarious.
Yeah.
And about the mall rats and throwing the shoe and killing the rat. I thought that was hilarious. And
I
the
did
stuff
think,
in the credits with Stan Lee at the end in the credits was super cool too.
I missed that. I didn't see the credits.
You have to watch the credits. After the credits, the very, very, very last part of the movie is fucking hysterical. You have to see that part. It's an intricate moment of the View Askewniverse for sure. That's hard to say. Right on. We're trucking right along. How long have we been talking?
Almost.
Oh my
an
god,
hour.
it's only 10 o'clock. We've been doing Unknown Pod for an hour, and it's only 10 o'clock.
Only 10 o'clock.
That's
Hey, Brandon,
10 o'clock.
we usually don't
You're
get
still
started
popping,
until
buddy.
midnight. I don't know how to fix that.
Okay.
Let's
Just letting you know.
well, let's do this right before we'll take a break here in a minute.
All right.
And then we'll get into that topic we talked about earlier, I guess. So maybe we'll see if Scott's going to be jumping
What
on.
topic are we going back to?
Just the decades, remember?
Oh yeah, okay.
'Cause we never did like a year end or,
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever, not a decade end.
Yep.
I thought he was talking about the whacking tree.
No, that does fall into this decade, I think, or the past decade. But we'll let that one go.
What
For now.
decade did that happen?
1990.
Yeah.
Well, when it happened was
Yeah.
not what the discussion was in this, and we'll talk about that later on. Not the tree incident itself, but when I found out about it. But I'll figure real quick before we cut the break while we're just talking entertainment. I want to give a plug to my new favorite show. Not a plug. It's not a plug, but I don't know if you've had a chance to watch Cobra Kai yet
I'm
or
not.
not. I
Nope.
recommend.
All right.
That's why the reason I'm randomly drinking Coors Banquet. Johnny Lawrence's character in the thing, that he drinks a lot of Banquet
Okay.
beer, but it's definitely, it sucks that it's on that YouTube premium crap.
Yeah, but we can get it on Plex.
You can. I ordered the DVDs for the season 1.
Oh, they
and 2.
made it on DVD too.
Yeah.
So-
It was like a limited run or something because it was out of stock everywhere.
Okay.
So
I've heard it's
Ended up
really good. Like everybody I've heard mention it has said that they like it a lot.
it's, if you like the original
Yeah.
Karate Kid
Yeah.
and the original movies and everything, you
Yep.
will like this.
All right.
Especially like for me because I love the retro stuff and I love it gives just enough 80s fan service.
So it is set in the 80s. It's not a modern day
no.
version of it.
It's this isn't any spoilers, but
Okay.
Johnny's still stuck in the 80s.
Okay.
So like in the beginning you see him getting out of bed after we'll tell the first episode. Actually, I think the first 2 episodes are free on YouTube.
Okay.
You can, but he gets in his car. It's a like Trans Am or a Firebird, like
Something
from the-
very 80s. Yeah.
and he's listening to I think it's Poison. It's in his radio. Has the cassette deck going
Right on.
and everything. So it's very. He still lives in
He's
there.
very 80s.
Every hot babes and everything, and it's great. And then like he's like that moment, the events that transpired in the Karate Kid and his defeat, like that kind of like cemented him and like kind of put him in that right, like kept him there. Whereas Daniel Russo's moved on and has become successful
Okay.
and everything. So it's definitely it's a great series.
All right.
So is this exclusive to YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get it on
I mean, you
Plex.
can get it like you can like buy it like on Vudu. You can buy the seasons. You can buy them digital, from like Amazon.
Brandon,
Um,
get on that.
but Well, like I said, once I get my once they come in, I'll rip them and put them up on Plex.
Yeah, there
so
you go.
can enjoy them because
Alright.
it's a great show.
I will
highly
check that
recommend.
out. I need some. Is it half-hour episodes? That's always
Half
my
hour.
thing. I always need half-hour episodes.
Half hour, because I how I not stumbled upon it. I forgot it was on YouTube, but for New Year's Eve we went to watch. We don't have cable, so we went to watch the ball drop, and I was
Mhm.
going to use your DirecTV.
Mhm.
But for the local station, I thought it would be a little weird if I'm putting in my local zip code and then
Gotcha. Yeah.
logging into.
Yeah.
So that I didn't know. I didn't want it to cause any problems. So I was like, well, what can I? Because last year I think I did the Hulu live trial
Gotcha.
for it, and so I know I couldn't do that again. So I tried YouTube. So on Friday I'm sitting at work, second day back to work, and it dawned on me that was on there. So I watched the first 9 episodes while I was working. Came home, watched the last one of the first season.
Watched the first 9 episodes while I was working.
That's exactly why I laughed.
This is why I don't get to watch enough TV because I can't do that at my job.
Well, like I have it. Like I wasn't paid because it was. I set the phone in front of me. I'm working on the computer looking at that, but I have my headphones on. I can listen to it and glance down. And came home, watched the last episode. Both seasons are 10 episodes, so it's not
Okay.
all too much.
There's
And
2.
then-
Is there 2 seasons as of now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the third will be coming out probably this spring.
Gotcha. They release them all at once.
I believe so.
Yeah. I like how some of the streaming services have started doing like a weekly thing. I like the
Yeah.
weekly thing.
Yeah, I don't know how I do and I don't. It's kind of.
I agree with that too, but
It makes you want to stay connected to
That's
the
right.
show rather than binge watch
that's right.
an all day thing.
Like
They want you to split it up.
my argument has always been like with the weekly thing, like me and Dave always watched How I Met Your Mother. So like, we spent like 10 fucking years with How I Met Your Mother, as opposed to like if you turn it on Netflix and you just binge it now, like you spend 2
Right.
weeks with it, and like
Yeah.
it's not as big of a part of your life doing it that way, and I think that's why it makes it more significant when you do it the other way.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think with everything like that, like you have if you're watching it together with something, it gives you something to talk about,
Mhm.
and everything.
But then again,
Where-
it is also nice to just sit down and hit play and fucking watch.
Right, because then
in
you
a
get to
row.
the end, to the one, you're like, oh, I want to see
Mhm.
more.
I need more.
I want to
More
see that.
episodes. That was a Portland
But
media
it-
thing. That was great.
But then again, with the week, thing, then it's like it makes it last longer. It's not
Mhm.
like you watch
Hmm.
them all. Like so now I've watched 2 seasons of it. Now I have to wait for the third season. So I can go back and watch them I went back and watched the movies again and everything, but it's like now there's that missing piece. So
There's like certain movies that like are on the list of my I'm laying down, going to sleep, turn something on to listen to in the background movies, and the Karate Kid movies have always been on that list of movies. I've always
What's the
loved the
other-
Karate Kid movies. A lot of Kevin Smith movies have been on that list. I've watched those about 1.5 billion fucking times. A lot of TV stuff, Futurama, Simpsons.
I'm a TV guy. I have to laugh before I go to bed.
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, that's typically my wife and I will before we go to bed we'll watch. We've been watching Golden Girls
Nice.
Oh yeah.
on Hulu, so we just put on, let it run and
Mhm.
course. And
Well,
Another
until
fantastic
Brandon's
show.
Plex went down, I've been watching Kings of Queens.
I hadn't watched King of Queens, and I was a big King of Queens fan back in the day. I hadn't watched it in forever, and I came home the other day and Liz had it on the TV. It was just on TV, and I sat there and watched an episode and a half of it, and I was like, damn, I kind of missed this show. I did enjoy this show. So that might be one I have to turn on and watch here again soon.
Yep. You got to fix your folders, by the way.
Apparently, I
I'll
got
tell
to
you
fix my
later.
whole fucking computer. Plex ain't working properly. I couldn't get connected to it earlier. I don't know what's going on with it. There's always something. All right, let's break. I'm about out of beer. I am out of beer.
I'm
All
out
right.
of moonshine.
All right, we'll take a break here for just a second, and we'll be back for part 2 of the Unknown Podcast.
whoop whoop.
Do I go for more moonshine? Or do I do Kentucky bourbon barrel ale? I'll probably need you to wake me up. I do. I have to go to that meeting. What the fuck?
Hello? Hello? Brandon. Brandon. Turtle, we need to buy more liquor. Well, that was silly. So you thought $80 is going to get me enough? Love you, buddy.
And your sugarware? Really impressive. Sugar.
Lucha
You don't
B.
need any.
Oh. Trying to get a hold of Scott.
Yeah, that was on my list of things to do.
And I see he's playing Call of Duty.
Of course he is.
That fool. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Can't see you. You're somewhere else.
Get out of the tree.
I had to get a snack. That moonshine got to me.
Nice.
Big time. Smoothie, I don't drink very much anymore, man.
It's all good. I could use a snack.
Alright, let's give it just a second, see if Scott does reply. I'm gonna guess probably not. So what's the problem with my mic? What's it doing?
It's like Smoothie, are you getting this too? It breaks in and out like on us, like you're speaking, and it's like a
little
quick
bit.
pause.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not long. But when I was looking at the settings,
it's like a half a second pause, but it's
it
as
might
you're
be.
speaking.
it might be with your settings. So I was looking about to see about the screen thing. I saw that there was a setting for something when you're talking or when other people are talking. So it might, if somebody else is talking, it might mute you. So it might
Gotcha.
kind of be one of those things. I don't know.
It's almost a couple times in the beginning was a pop. It popped.
I'll have to pay attention to that. But I did notice it was like here and there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not too horrendous, but
Yep. All right. Nothing back from Scott. Let's roll. All right, Dave. You're going to bring us back in
Nope.
from break.
Nope.
Welcome back to Howdy Inc. Bring us back in from
Nope.
break, biatch.
This is your show.
No,
Or
this is
Brian's
not
show.
my show. This
I'm a
is-
guest.
This is Smoothie's show.
all right, I'll bring us in.
Howdy Radio's my show. This ain't my show.
And we are back from our break, our refills and refreshes and snacks and all that good stuff. It is the second half of the Unknown Podcast. And before we went to the break, well, before we get into topics, we always do this. Brandon, you still drinking on the same old same?
Same old. The Ryan guy's dad.
Yep, I still got another banquet
All right.
here.
I switched it up, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh,
I went with vodka and ginger ale.
Oh,
nice.
so you're like, oh, that moonshine kind of got to me, so you switched to fucking vodka.
Yeah, that moonshine.
Got to cleanse the system.
Right on.
Right.
Cheers, fellas.
I'm such a lightweight in
Ugh.
there, guys.
I also did get another shot. Did you get another
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those,
I
Brandon?
for sure did. Cheers, good sir.
I'll cheers with you guys. Don't leave me out.
I wish I could say the same, Dave, but I drink too much. Oh, now I can't do
Always
nothing with my
like-
phone. I pick out my phone to try to read the notifications, but it doesn't show me what they fucking say because I got a luchador mask on.
So anyway, we are back for part 2 of the Unknown Podcast. And as I was mentioning before we went to break, we were briefly talked about maybe kind of doing a reflection on the past decade.
All right.
And
I am
not
not
necessarily
prepared
best-
for this at all.
no, not necessarily. I know we initially
Talked about making lists and all that shit, but
Lists,
that's not
but-
what we're going for here.
No, this is kind of just memories and then things, and then kind of what 2020 and beyond is looking like. So
New decade.
either you just want to start with past decade experiences.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to talk like do you want to be like, all right, well, let's talk about music from the last decade, or do you want to? Because I feel like I need some type of direction, not just how about that last decade.
How about the last decade? I know we can go 100 hours, but like some
I think
key
Brian
standout
said like
things. Could be music, it could
personal.
be personal, it could be whatever, but just to sum up your past decade, I guess. Not like a 9-hour in review, but like maybe like concerts or different-
January 1st, 2010.
Hey, Smoothie, he does have a journal for the last like 8 years.
9. I just started year 9.
Oh,
Did you
so
really?
break it out.
No. Fuck to the no. Yeah, I got an app I've been using on my phone since I've had an iPhone called Day One. I like writing stuff. I've always liked to write stuff, so I just kind of like to write stuff. And this is now year 9 of me using that app. It breaks it down. You can see like how many entries you made each year and shit. And I'm on fucking year 9. And I think that's super cool.
How many total entries?
It's usually about 150 to 200 per year.
That's wow. That's,
Yeah, I very much keep up on it.
that's impressive. Now, was that you said that was an app?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So was that something you talked about on Square too? I know that was the past decade.
Man, when was
I
Square
don't think
2?
we ever did.
Can you answer that question, Smoothie? Do you know? Because you'll probably be able to answer it better than me and Dave would, because you're always good with that
I think
shit.
Square 2 was the original run was definitely in the before
was-
2010.
09 to about 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a break in a format change, I think, and then
Yeah.
and then it picked up again for like a year,
Mhm.
another year when we
Yep.
were doing when we relaunched Howdy Radio, not once
Yeah.
but
God.
twice early on
Yeah.
in the decade. And I guess that's kind of like what I was saying with just like the year review. Like that was one of the things that or decade in review for me was 2010 was pretty quiet in terms of Howdy Inc. stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't. That was 10 years ago. I
So
remember everything.
so within the, so let's just say let's start there. So Howdy Inc. wise, because that's a good place to start. Within the last decade, we did. So that means we were doing Square 2 when the decade started, and we were still doing Howdy Radio in some shape or form at that point, right?
Yes.
And then me and Dave had those couple different offshoot podcasts that we did. Excuse me. Dave did a porn news podcast for a little while. That might have been pre-2010.
Anal, to be exact.
Anal podcast, yes. Adult
Adult
news.
news for adult listeners.
Oh my god. It's a blast. I have all of those on the computer still. I don't, but I'm not sure of the year though. But then we did like nothing with Howdy Inc. for years and years and years. And then we did Howdy Radio, The Next Generation, and Square 2 Podcast. That's really all that's been done this decade, I think.
Yeah. But it was nice because in the beginning with just my experiences, Howdy Radio, we started with the video one with Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
with Adam, and
Mhm.
where we tried to get a hold of Flava Flav in his chicken place.
Fuck yeah. But that wasn't the original Howdy Radio.
No, that wasn't the original Howdy,
No.
but I think that was the first Howdy Radio of that decade.
That was the okay.
That was 2011.
And that was the first Howdy Radio of that kind with like us doing it online with each other like that, because when we first started it, I wish I could I'm using my computer full screen to broadcast on fucking YouTube right now, so I can't do anything else. I could give all of these fucking exact dates if I could actually use my computer. But me and Dave started Howdy Radio originally. It was me, Dave, and Liz, and it was all just like
Yep.
for the first while. It was just a local thing of just who was sitting in my living room, and we were passing one fucking mic between sometimes like 8 people and shit.
Yep.
But then it switched to the online thing when we used fucking VidBlaster, and that was probably more the 2010 time frame then.
Yes, that was 2011. I remember somewhere on my computer.
2011.
I know
Okay.
you have that, and that was. I liked that format. That was great because it was.
I would say that was probably the pinnacle of Howdy Radio. It was probably the most fun. That was probably when it was at its best.
And when I say and when by all means by that I mean too, yes, by at its best, but like VidBlaster I think added that it was like it was almost professional. Like
It was
they're
so
cutting
close to being
different people.
professional.
That's the greatest comment ever.
Yeah, I mean we had
It's a
all the
brand.
right tools, and
Oh man.
we just weren't. The computer just wasn't strong enough or something. I don't. There was
How
always
many
something.
times did we battle every week?
Every
going
week
to
when we did those that VidBlaster era, it was okay, guys. I'm about to click go live, fucking crash, and it would be.
And then we had to deal with audio.
and then
Odyssey or
everything would
whatever.
be just. It would be terrible.
Yep.
And now here, like, we're using Discord, and we're using Discord for the first time, and it took like 8 seconds to get it all set up and working perfectly.
Yeah, when we were testing this out a little bit ago, I'm like, I'll do podcasts every day now.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. It's very easy.
But so yeah, we had that one, and then
But I've
2012
said a million different times too, though, that I'm proud. I'm super proud of what Howdy Inc. did, because we always did it before it was easy to do it. We did all of these different types of podcast and shows that we did. There was no fucking easy way to do it when we did it, and we did it every fucking time. And I've always thought that was cool, that we did it before there was an easy way of doing it, and we still managed to do it somewhat well.
we did.
I can't believe podcasting's been around for 15, 20 years now.
It's crazy.
It is. It really is crazy.
But
No.
now it's seeing its. But it's funny now it's seeing its
Oh, it's
boom.
peaking still.
Yeah.
It's
like
still
you be,
going
like
up.
you're
It's
a wrestling
ridiculous.
fan. Being a wrestling fan, like there is a podcast. I mean, every fucking old wrestler has their own podcast. Everybody that's ever worked in the wrestling business has their own podcast. Every wrestling fan has their own wrestling fan podcast. Like it's just crazy how much of it's out there.
I was thinking today when I was getting ready for this podcast, like when me and you were doing it, I'd tell my wife, like, hey, I'll be back in 3 or 4 hours because it would take us 3 or 4 hours to get a 2-hour show. And it's like, wow.
Whoa!
No.
Oh, here we go. Here
Mr.
comes
The
Scott.
Thought.
Cool, man.
Hey, I'm just gonna be on my Xbox for now.
Okay.
I'm on my phone.
Do you have video? No video though. Can you
no.
like prop the phone up just so we can like see you or something? So we don't have to look at this default icon for the whole time.
My sweet face.
There we go.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah, not really.
Hey.
Can you turn it the other direction so it fits in there better?
Here, there's my pant. There's my crotch.
Hell yeah, crotch
I
cam.
gotta hold my phone.
Just set it down and just point it towards you or something. I just didn't want to look at your
I'm
fucking
sitting
profile
here.
pic all night.
It good?
So you're gonna
I mean, I
you're
got
gonna sit there and,
guys.
you're gonna sit there and play Call of Duty and podcast at the same time. Is that the plan?
At least for a minute.
You can't put down Call of Duty long enough to fucking podcast.
We are in hour number 2, Scott.
Mhm.
Hour number
Well,
2. You missed the first hour.
I can't find a spot for this, so it's just gonna go right there.
Perfect. That way we'll almost know what time it is.
It's 10:30.
I'm still waiting for my damn kid to fall asleep. So what do you want me to do?
Oh, I just like giving you shit. We join in the conversation with us. We've been talking about basically Howdy Inc. over the last decade. I think is where we're at this
Oh.
point.
Okay, so give me a rundown.
Oh, so that rundown. How do you want me to give you that rundown? Office.
Oh,
reference.
are we doing an office joke right
Thank
now?
you. I'm glad you got that.
Hey Scott, give us your opinion of Howdy Radio over the last decade.
Well, let me think of where it was in
Scott's like, what the fuck were you guys talking about?
Yeah, well, you got to think about that. It's like, well, what was it 10 years ago? It was
Well, we were
just
talking
Howdy
about-
radio and
We were talking about 10 years ago was when we were doing like the Vid Blaster episodes where like we would click to go
Yeah.
live and everything would fucking crash and go wrong and shit. But we were talking about like how and the Flavor
So
Flav
nothing
years and
changed
shit like
in
that.
10 years.
Was he
Is
part
what
of it?
we're- I would say that Howdy Inc. has kind of remained the same
Yeah, pretty much.
because it's been started projects that sometimes go somewhere every once in a while, and then we quit, and then we start them again, and then we quit, and then every time we try to do anything video wise, it fucks up. So I would say 10 years of Howdy Inc. basically the same as it was 10 years ago.
Thank you, Scott, for your warm words of.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what we do. We have ideas,
Yep.
we execute them sometimes, and then we give up on them, but then we come back.
Yep.
We
Again,
always come back.
We always come back.
There's that.
We do,
So-
and like I was saying, we were just talking about 2011. That was the Vid Blaster era, we'll call that.
Yeah.
Then in 2012, Brandon and Liz and we relaunched it for 6 episodes,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did.
With-
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
which was
We had
it was a nice
3-hour
run.
episodes.
We did that.
And we
and
made
in
it
the
like
course
we made it like exclusively like just us three, right?
yes,
Yeah.
it was just
There,
us.
you did, yeah.
Was there like I mean I'm trying to think like was there a reason why we did it like that? Did we not want to have it be like 10 people at a time or
I think we were just trying to cut down. We thought it would be a better show in terms of, because it was just you and Liz, obviously on your
Yeah.
end, and it was me. We did it through Skype, and we recorded the Skype
Oh
call.
yeah, Skype. God, we used Skype for the longest time for that kind of shit. Does anybody use
yeah,
Skype at
Skype.
all anymore?
I don't think there's
No.
a need.
No.
Is
The last
Skype
time I used
around
Skype
still?
was for the one Howdy Radio I did with you guys, where I drank a whole Heineken keg.
Well, what year was that?
Who drank a whole Heineken keg?
That must have been that was the Vid Blaster, actually.
It was.
We did that
We
one.
did a
I don't know.
3-hour episode.
Yes, it was a. I completely forgot about that one. I forgot that you were on there because it was.
I barely
It was-
remember.
We always did it late, obviously, and I remember because
Yeah.
I had purposely because it was like a significant. It was like maybe episode 10 or 5 even. We were excited about,
Okay.
but I remember I had my beers lined up next to me, and I drank a 5-hour energy,
Okay.
and I drank like
How?
12 beers.
God
Through
damn,
it,
that
and
was
then-
Dave last week. We played some fucking Rainbow Six Siege, and he had like 3 Red Bulls within one fucking sitting. And when we're all like tired and like done and ready to go to bed, Dave's like fucking wired and shit. I'm like, how the fuck are you going to sleep, man?
And that's how it was because I got sick that morning. After that, I went up to bed.
Well, because I had to work at 5 a.m. on last Saturday, or 7 a.m. last Saturday. So
Had to
I
do
had to
something to
keep
stay
going.
awake. Ah,
Papa,
now we can see your pretty face, Scott.
So there, yeah.
what's up,
so
Scott?
those two, but then
Hey,
was there
I'll be
anything in
putting them
between?
in.
Between the Vid Blaster, well, then, and then when we rebooted everything,
And then ours. Was there any other little ones, or did they kind of?
me and Taggart did Barcast for 3 episodes, like.
Yes,
probably-
'cause around- That's right, because around the 2012 era, we had Barcast. We were supposed to have the SAS show.
Yeah.
Brandon, you need to make an infograph of all your Howdy radios.
Okay.
There was another web show which Brandon and I
Oh, another
had
web
a
show.
web show.
Shit, yeah. Oh my god.
We had a blog on Tumblr and we recorded one episode and never released it. Did we release it?
I think we
did,
released
actually.
it, yeah.
We never did anything else.
No. That was
We talked
another.
about Skyrim, 'cause
Was that
when
just
I
a, that
first
was another
came out.
one episode thing?
Yep.
Scott still
We did
uses
one.
the another web show.
Yeah.
Twitter.
He's still got the Twitter
I don't
handle.
think I have to sign in for that now. I do every once in a while, but I don't
Mhm.
think I have to sign in anymore.
But
So-
yes.
RIP another web show.
Oh, God, yeah, I would have forgot to mention that one.
So there was
How
definitely
many
a lot of
grave
stuff
si-
early
How many
on.
grave sites do you have, Brandon?
How what?
How many
Grave
grave
sites.
sites do you have?
How many grave sites?
Project
R.I.P.
Gravesite.
Oh. There's been a
R.I.P.
there's been a lot of
many.
them. I got a pretty good folder full of all of this shit.
But see, I don't think they're RIPS. I think they're
Yeah.
WIP, works in progress.
You're right, right. One
Might
day,
surface-
one day, all of those
We're
will be
limbo.
rebooted. Dave, Dave has said a couple times here lately, like, he's like, can we start up a new podcast or something? So Square 2 might come back, but that's probably not what we would call it. But
Dun, dun, dun.
Why not?
Breaking news.
So you'll have 3 at once.
Now we gotta call it Square 2, Brandon.
yeah, I'm not opposed to that, honestly. I mean, I always liked that name.
We're bringing it back.
All right,
Official right now.
there we go.
exclusive right here on the Unknown Podcast.
Boom.
Return to Square 2.
By doing it. Will they
As
do
Scott's
it?
playing Call of Duty.
Goddamn running playing the dude.
It's double XP weekend, man. I can't not play.
I'm getting my rank up. I could get up to 100 this weekend.
Damn, you
I
blew
played
by me,
shit
son.
ton of this game.
So, also during the course of that time and early on, we survived 3 end of the world scenarios. The world ended 3 times.
Okay. Based upon like the people that predicted that that's when the world was
Yes.
going to end. Yeah.
So we had May
In
when
2012,
huh?
and 2012 it happened. The
2012.
Mayans, the Mayan calendar and all that bullshit.
hmm
Yes, it happened the day after Macho Man died because Macho Man was the apocalypse, the terrible we're in.
Yeah.
And then the next day, then that got postponed until October, and that didn't happen.
One
And
of my favorite episodes of the old Howdy Radio run during that time was the Macho Man tribute episode we did. Were you there for that?
I
one?
wasn't on that one. I was not on that one. I think like Gretchen and your sister-in-laws were.
Okay. I remember Melissa was on that one.
Maybe it was Melissa, just Melissa.
I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know.
thinking of Tumblr dates because they were all on Tumblr.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so weird to think to me that at one point in time Liz's sister did these shows with us, and like that blows my mind because that would never I don't think that would ever happen now.
Well, when we first started Howdy Radio, Brandon, do you remember everybody was in your room, your living room.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had all your family members.
Yup. And one
That
mic.
was circa like 2004.
All you need is one mic.
Yeah, I wish I
One
could
mic.
pull up my files right now. One, it'd be fun for me to sit here and like really go through these old files one day and like pull up like some good video clips and shit. And then we could like kind of sit here and watch them together and make an episode out of like our own greatest hits. I think it'd be fun to watch back on some of that shit like that.
Or our
Have all
reactions.
the files?
What'd you say, Scott?
You still have all the files?
Oh, I have a pretty good size Howdy Inc. folder, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
It'd be a little
I
bit of
think I
work
would
to like pull out to like go through and like find some good stuff to use, but I think that might be a good payoff to do something like that.
You got a 6-month project, Brandon.
6 months.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a project.
We could
You
do
need
it.
a project in your life, Brandon.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. All right, so what else this decade besides Howdy Inc?
I know I quit smoking this day.
Same. I did too.
Good
Yep.
job.
Yep.
How long?
Next
How long?
year it'll be 10 years.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
That's
Congrats.
fucking awesome.
Good
Brandon.
job.
Mine'll be 6 years here in a couple months, in a month or two.
Crazy.
I've had a son since then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. He's still awake.
So is mine. My
I have
wife
to
keeps
beat him.
messing with
Carry
I
on
did.
tradition. I'll beat my kid eventually.
Yep.
There you go. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I did not have a kid this decade. You didn't have a kid this decade either, then, right, Smoothie? Nope. We're old.
What else?
What else happened this decade?
I mean, a lot's happened. It's just hard
No,
to.
it's like I don't even know where to fucking go with it.
to say.
Anybody have like any like favorite music or like my favorite album of the decade? Queens of the Stone Age, like Clockwork. That was the only thing I ever had planned for like a decade episode. Was at least I knew the answer to that. That's my favorite album of the decade. If anybody has anything for that,
I don't know if I have one.
Nope.
I'd have to. I mean, I've tried to think of this, and I still can't.
it's
I
a lot
still
of work
cannot
to go
think of-
back and go through fucking 10 years worth
Yeah,
of
I've
shit.
got to think of everything that I've been listening to that didn't come out before 2010, and
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the new stuff that I've listened to has been within the last probably like 3 years, so that's where a majority of it comes from.
I gotta say, I love watching Scott play his video game and talk.
I should probably put on headphones or something. It'd probably be better. I don't know if I'm gonna, but I might.
The for albums and, and music for me, it's tough because I do listen to so much older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing really.
Yeah, what ICP album was your favorite this decade?
What was that
What was your favorite ICP album, Smoothie?
of this decade? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Well, what do you
at
have to
first I was
choose
kind of
from? Hold on, let me pull up
like-
Spotify.
We
I don't
have
know.
Mighty Death Pop.
Yeah.
That was
The Missing
2012.
Link one?
Missing Link 1 and 2.
I
And
then-
fucking need Spotify.
Fearless
Fearless
Fred.
Fred, right? Those are the only ones, right?
Those all
Yeah.
suck.
They
So
do
which
not.
of those are your
Shut your mouth.
favorites, Smoothie?
Yeah, those all
I like
suck.
the Mighty Death Pop, but and Fearless Fred. Missing Links were alright, but not.
Those all suck.
Those were the worst album covers, I feel. Oh, I don't know. Fearless Fred Fury is pretty bad.
Hey, Scott,
But-
what are you drinking?
The Missing Link ones were atrocious. I remember when they announced them that we were all just making, well, all but Smoothie were making fun of them.
Oh no, I was actually making fun of them. Remember that night when they announced it and we brought it up? We were actually playing Rainbow Six Vegas 2, I think.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Dave, you might have been playing that night too, actually. Because I know you
I
played.
remember playing that game, yeah.
I don't know. I remember playing one night because you were
I
falling.
think I was over at Brandon's house.
But But yeah, no, that the night they announced that, we brought it up. We were making fun of that. We were playing Terrorist Hunt. So that was a good time. But I didn't mind them too much. They weren't the greatest, but
Yeah.
But I listened to even like Bone. Like, there's no Bone albums I can recall. That came out. Nothing that blew my mind. I still always go back to the old. And there might be something that I just can't think of.
Older's
I mean, the
always
Weezer,
better.
the Weezer album was
The cover album.
the cover album
Yeah.
was great.
That was a great album.
Oh, you really liked that one, so
Yeah, we'll give Weezer. We'll say Weezer.
Weezer.
TOL.
Weezer cover album of the decade.
The cover album of covering old songs that weren't in last decade.
Right. But that was a really great
I
album.
love that album.
Yeah, that kicked ass. I hadn't
Then
like,
they released
really.
a B-sides of it, but they never like put it on Spotify or anything. But they have a B-sides of it.
Of the
Really?
covers.
More cover songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
It was never released or anything, but they have other songs that they put out.
I want to go to next year, or well, no, this summer. Green Day and Weezer's doing a big stadium tour, but they're not coming anywhere close to Cincinnati. I'd love to see that. I think that'd be a
They're
fun
coming to
show.
Philadelphia, I think. I think I've seen the. Yeah, because I remember. I mean, I guess with bands of their caliber, they would announce it way ahead of time.
Yeah,
It was like-
but that one really was like way ahead of time.
I saw it like September, and I think it's for like next June or July.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Whoa, that's seems really early for."
that's how it is now with these big stadium shows and shit like that. Big concerts fucking suck anymore.
Did you see Bonnaroo's lineup, by the way?
I've kind of stopped paying attention to the big festival lineups anymore. I used to like be like, oh, cool, the Bonnaroo lineup, and like I'd read through like every fucking name on it because I'm a super music nerd.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we would text each other about
Yeah.
it. Like, hey,
but here lately, I don't know. They're the same shit over and over again for the most part.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you guys, is it the same? Just let's just make money and go on tour to all the
bands
music festivals.
They all go on the festival circuits, and they all go on the festival circuits every year. So you just kind of, for the most part, you get the same kind of shit. The big one this coming year though is that Rage Against the Machine will be on the festival circuit, so they're going to be getting paid an ass ton of money from Coachella and shit like that this year.
And
so,
this is a reunited, right?
Yeah.
This is the reunited.
yeah,
I've also noticed like they get one extremely
yeah,
high talented band
yeah.
out of retirement every year.
Yeah, Rage is that one this year because Coachella and Bonnaroo can afford to spend an ass ton of money to get somebody like Rage back together, and that's what has happened with that one. Or
Well,
the
Bonnaroo tickets are $400 a night or $400 a weekend or whatever it is.
yeah. But you can do a
Yeah.
payment plan on it, and you can pay like $30 to secure your ticket, and I think that's pretty fair. I mean,
That is cool, yeah.
for the amount of bands that you get, I mean, it's really not that bad, all considering, I don't think. I mean, I've never been able to pull off going to a big festival like that all weekend long, but other than the Gathering of the Giants. Scott, you going to the Gathering this year?
I'll put a ticket as a maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I hear you.
That's a big commitment, and it needs to be a decent price and decent bands if possible.
Right on.
It'll be rap for the most part.
I'm
But-
guessing it'll probably, I mean, don't they have the same fucking bands every year anymore?
Probably.
Yeah,
Sometimes they have like surprise, sneak, really good ones. Oh, I'm losing my phone. There we go.
gotcha. I like that they're friends with Green Jelly now, so they'll probably be there.
Yeah, they'll probably be there. Tech Nine will probably be there.
Yeah,
And that's all I can really think of right now.
that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
What about movies of the last decade? Anybody movies or games or I don't know. I'm just trying to think here.
The Room. Duh.
Call of Duty
The
Modern
Room,
Warfare.
obviously The Room. Duh. I don't even know why I fucking brought it up.
Yeah,
Of course, The Room.
The last decade. Again, still not right.
Yep, that's an obvious answer. I don't know. I don't
Uh-oh.
really. I don't
Did
feel
you
like
guys, speaking of movies, did you guys see the Mr. Rogers?
With Tom Hanks, no, not
Yeah.
yet.
I haven't watched it yet. No,
No. Highly, highly, highly. I
will
watched
watch
it
that.
last night and almost cried. Like,
Mhm.
I don't cry at movies at all.
I
But it
cried
was
at Jen
damn
and
good.
Silent Bob reboot twice.
I recommend that movie.
Yeah, that was one that I did really want to see.
It's very dark at the beginning. I'm
That
not
seems
interested
weird to me.
because
Why?
you think it would be like a happy-go-lucky movie,
That's what you would expect. I think. Yeah.
but it comes full circle.
Is
It's
that
about
like-
an arc.
Is that out
Um,
now? Like that's
Esquire.
on DVD and shit. Like, can I watch it on
Yeah.
Plex or whatever?
I think end of the month. It must be on. It must have just leaked. So
Yeah,
I keep
I
seeing an
think
advertisement for it. I think it's like the 21st or something like that.
But the whole premise of it is it's about an article from Esquire in 1998 about a writer.
Oh,
I will check that one out for sure. That was one that I definitely wanted to see. But when it comes to movies, I say that and then I don't see it for another 10 years.
I'll bust your ass.
well, you can watch that.
All right, we got
Watch it.
controller cam. Oh, Scott's like, look at my cool controller, people.
My
Look at
hand
screw
will
to
hit
lose
R2
and it's it
5
keeps dying. So
I have extra buttons on the back
You
of
gotta-
my controllers.
Yeah,
You guys
but-
excited for the new video game consoles coming out this year? Is anybody else going to hop on the bandwagon as soon as they come out? Xbox and PlayStation?
No.
probably not.
You got a
I just
PS4.
got a
It's going to take me 15 years to get a PS.
Yeah. I think I want to get the PS5 when it comes out.
Are you?
I think so.
I mean, if it,
PlayStation has better exclusives.
I think, Brandon, you wait a year until you get.
That's makes more sense.
well, I think from what I've heard, the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be backwards compatible all the way to PS1.
That's the rumor.
Now is that
Really?
that's just a rumor, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's not
they've-
confirmed. They have confirmed that it will be backwards compatible to PS4. And the rumors have been going on for longer than when they announced that. So when they announced that it was backwards to PS4, that was like actually kind of disappointing because everybody thought that it was also going to include 1, 2, and 3. But it still sounds like it is going to include 1, 2, and 3. They just have not announced it yet.
now will that be disc based?
It sounds that way, yeah.
No, that's
That's-
dick based. You got to plug your
Yeah.
dick into it.
yes.
Yep. Finally, we get to the fucking point in video games where I can stick my dick in the console. God, I've been waiting so long for that.
Dick
Yeah,
in a
no,
box.
It's a
I'll
dick in a
probably-
box.
the Xbox.
Dick Xbox.
I'll probably wait on them.
Black Series.
I'm looking forward to upping my Switch library.
Yeah.
Because that
What do you want to get next?
I had so many games, but they don't go on sale. I want to get
Yeah.
Skyrim. I just picked up Diablo because
Nice.
it was on sale.
How's
Digitally.
that on Switch?
Good.
Have you played it yet?
I've
Oh,
been,
it's good.
I'm on the second act of it.
That'd be another fun one for us to play, Dave, is Diablo.
Yeah, I'd
It's
play that.
fucking great.
It's I enjoy being able to play while I'm going to the bathroom. It's nice.
Do you only play your Switch in the bathroom?
Majority of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But I put in some
So-
hours, as you can see.
Yeah. I
I
know.
really hope you wipe that
He's
thing down.
dumping.
I am dumping. The every day because Tetris has you can get the tickets. You can get up to 4 tickets, whatever, every day for doing the different daily challenges.
Mhm.
And every morning I for about half hour complete those 4 challenges.
All while on the shitter.
Yep,
Yep.
that's my first. I wake up, I go grab my Switch and go settle on down.
All right.
Wow, you got a system.
I'm level 56 in Tetris, so
Not to brag or anything.
not to brag.
I haven't played the Switch very much here lately. My kids got the new Pokemon game and Marvel Ultimate Alliance for Christmas.
Oh, I've been wanting to get that.
I want to
I
play
heard
that Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. I didn't know anything about that game, and then I kind of watched him play it a little bit here lately, and it looks fucking awesome.
You didn't know what?
Marvel
played any
Ultimate
of it?
Alliance.
I know, but you didn't know what?
I didn't know anything about the game, and then they started
Oh.
playing it, and it looks very fun.
Gotcha.
It's kind of Diablo-ish as well.
Oh, is it? I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I just wish the games would go down. Those games would go down in price a little. They kind of hold at their.
Smoothie, that's why I never got a station, a gaming system. Because the games are so high anymore.
They are so high, but typically with like the PS4 and the Xbox One, the games will come down fairly quick. Or you can get them digital, like over Black Friday and stuff like that, like the new God of War and Uncharted.
As long as you don't like, I mean, if you want to play the brand newest game right fucking now, then that's one thing. But I mean, there's no shortage of really, really good cheap video games for the Xbox and the PlayStation. So you can get all
But
kinds of
the
good shit
Switch
without
is
spending
like-
much money. But the Switch is a different story because that shit doesn't come down in price like the other ones do.
What's Scott doing?
I was had to plug in my controller, so you got to see that, Jimmy.
He's boning noobs.
I'm playing Ground War. I'm getting my ass killed. I hate.
So what do
Ground
you
War.
think will happen this decade?
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, I think that's a really safe bet.
World War III? Maybe?
World War III. Everywhere is going to burn to the ground.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Nukes. We'll be flooded. Like, we're all gonna die.
Yep.
So just embrace the inevitable doom.
Yep.
But they
Happy
have been saying that
2020.
for like decades upon decades.
Yeah, probably every year or every decade.
Smoothie, you got quiet on this question.
No, I was just trying to think of what we got to get accomplished before said events. So we got to relaunch Square 2. We got to relaunch Square 2. Brandon, you got to put together the infograph of Howdy history.
That's coming back.
We got to revisit the wiki. We need to
Square
forget
2's
that.
getting T-shirts, by the way.
You were supposed to put it together, didn't you?
Hold on, there's about 15 different things going on right here, right now. Let's start with the graph. The graph is something I for sure want to do because that sounds like something I would like to be able to reference on a normal basis when we start talking about shit like this. So,
That would be badass.
yes. Anybody good at making graphs?
Nope.
I mean, all you can use is Excel, don't you?
I haven't used Excel in 20 years.
We want a pretty thing. We want the old logos. and-
Infograph. I want an info.
I can make a graph. You just need to give me the data because I don't know exactly what you want.
I've got the data. I can get you the data. All right, we'll make this
All right.
happen.
And then Square 2's coming back with T-shirts and
With T-shirts.
hats
Oh shit, we're coming back with T-shirts.
yep.
I've still
Bringing
never,
it back,
I've
baby.
never had a Howdy Inc. a pair. Or no, I used to have a Howdy Inc. hat that I wore for a while.
There's sites that will pay on demand, like you pay to order and.
Oh, I know. Kyle runs one of those sites. He makes his shirts for his show and does a very good job with it.
Baby.
And I've said a million times I want a Howdy Inc. shirt, and I've just never done it.
Sunday
Well,
nights at 10.
maybe for 2020 we.
Dave's already got our fucking time slot figured out for the Square 2 reboot.
That's what we did in the past.
Was it? It wasn't at 10. Not that late.
It was at 9. I'm sorry. 9 to 10.
Oh.
Go.
Yes. See.
Fuck yeah.
What's going on? You lost me.
We were watching you play
yeah,
Ground War.
we're just really into watching you
There's a
play.
guy to your left.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
poning noobs.
Pull that trigger. Yeah.
I'm gonna die. I am
Fuck
pulling
yeah.
it. You see that shit? Look at this. Look at these fucking.
Look at all those
here.
extra triggers on the back of your controller. Is that the Pro controller?
Hider.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got
it's an elite.
Hunter is officially a part of the Howdy Inc. universe now.
Wave at him.
How about that? What's up, little Dave?
What up?
Stay out of the trees, little Dave.
Look at the controller.
Out of the tree.
All right. Yes.
He's like, all
Did
right,
you
get
see
out of
his
here.
shirt,
They're bringing up
guys?
the trees. No, I didn't see his shirt. Oh, it's the
Owie,
Fiend.
wowie.
Heck yeah. Looking good, man.
Yowie wowie.
Heck yeah.
So anyway, sorry. It was an interruption.
All right.
That's right. So that's where 2020.
So
and
on a
beyond-
scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the last decade? I give it a-
7.
I get a 6.6.
Nice.
0.613.
Yep. Scott's not saying the damn word.
It looked like
Are
he
you there, Scott? I
Oh,
don't hear his voice.
I think we lost your audio, Scott. Well, that was a weird visual right there. I was looking at Scott and I heard the burp. Oh, okay. All right, well, I guess we cannot hear you anymore, Scott.
He's deep throating us.
Of course he is.
Oh, that smells. The burp. Oh,
So
my-
what? All right, so let's continue here. So we're in the new year of 2020. What does 2020? Oh, Scott bounced. Oh,
Well,
Scott's coming
back.
back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, now I can
Yep.
hear you.
Can't see you. Yeah.
Oh,
Looking good. My question is, what do you see in 2020 for this show, for the Unknown Podcast? Are we going to
For the
continue
Unknown
this? Are we going to do more episodes than we did last year? Because that was not very many.
We did like 3 last year, so
Yeah, like 3 or maybe 4 last year.
Hey, Scott,
so-
move your finger. There you
Okay.
we
go. As you pick your ear.
we did that. What we did that one. We did one all together. We did Brandon. You and I did one that never got released.
Never got released. It got that goes in the vault.
It's on my computer somewhere, so
I
it's
got
not
it on
lost.
mine too. Yeah.
And I think the Christmas episode. I don't think we did one in between there.
I think that's about it.
So it was very low. So I'm hoping to
All right, Dave
Pick
bounced
this
too. Well,
back
fuck
up.
you.
I'm here.
I would like to pick this back up. I would like to get my podcast finally out
Oh,
there.
I'm so tired of hearing about your fucking podcast.
Yeah, just do it or don't.
Coming, man.
Coming.
You should
don't
record
know
your
how many
podcast
people-
on the shitter when you're on the shitter in the morning.
Yeah.
It could be called
While
Shit or
we're
Get Off the
playing
Pod.
Diablo. Play Diablo. Talk about Diablo.
Damn, now I want to get
Shit.
Diablo.
You should get
Plus
Diablo.
$30 digital.
Is that the game we can play together, Brandon?
We can, yeah.
Let's do it.
It's probably cheaper on the PlayStation 4.
Probably.
Oh yeah, it's probably dirt cheap there. I have it on my Xbox, of course.
So yeah, but just in terms of this show, bringing it back to so we don't lose focus here.
Let's lose focus.
Is
definitely
that what
would
the
like to-
screen looks like on your end, Dave, or did you crop that together?
Nope, that's what it looks like.
Oh. That's not what it looks like on my end.
I was sending it to you so you could like post it with everybody's. Anyways,
All right, sorry.
Yeah, so we definitely want to uptake this more. We want to change a little bit of change of a form
Mhm.
in the show. I think we talked about. So far, I mean, this is good. And we're probably this sounds like the wrap up here. I would like to shoot for max 2 hours.
Yeah.
Ideal comfort
For
zone
sure.
an hour and a half.
Yeah. I think an hour and
but
a
this
half
has
is a
been-
good magic number, yeah.
This has been a good episode. Anyway, just it was good having Dave on the show, and
Yeah, I'm super glad that Dave got to join us. That's awesome.
thanks for having me, guys.
So here, let me throw this out at you before we wrap it all up, but still in this same conversation. What is everybody's feeling on possibly putting an end to the Unknown Podcast and starting up
Uh-oh.
something different?
the Known podcast.
The Known Podcast. That'd be awesome. Okay, so yes, potentially the Known Podcast. I don't know. I'm just something. You know how I think of this shit like that. Like maybe we should stop this one and do something different. Obviously, I've had that idea more than once.
Let's stop square two.
Well, we
Do
can
something different.
we can talk about that.
Because it was certainly never intended to be called the Unknown Podcast, and
Yeah.
we just kind of ran with that fucking name of it. So of course there's always a part of me. It's like, well, what if we do a different show with a new format? Although it always ends up just being the same fucking thing over and over again. So
Unless we stick to an outline, but
unless we stick to an outline, and I think
Um,
maybe we can't hear Scott again.
that's fine.
Nope, can't hear you. Fuck it. Fuck you.
The
Scott. Fuck you.
but no, a rebranding and a reformat
He's back.
would be okay. I'd
Can
be
you hear
okay
me?
with that.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So yeah, I don't like our name, and I
I
think
don't
we
either.
should change it.
Yeah.
I've thought this for a while.
But here's
But,
the thing. So what's the better name is the fucking
We
problem.
don't have one.
Well, here's what
We
do.
never came up
we
with one.
discuss
We
it in
just
Discord.
started a podcast. We'll say, I don't know, it's right now we have an unknown name. We call it, okay, so this, we started the episode saying, oh, this is the unknown podcast because we don't have a name. That's probably the name we're going to stick with. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we did.
Yep.
So we should actually brainstorm some names.
Absolutely, I'm right
Because
there.
I'm
with
gonna,
you,
if
Jack.
I'm gonna do this anyway, since you had the site deleted, I need to create a whole new feed. I'll probably need to start a whole new, it'll be a whole new feed anyway. We'll
Right.
need to. So that now is the time to change the name.
You're right.
If there's any time, you having the site deleted was a blessing in disguise, I guess.
I think
So
I
that we
agree
can
with
change the name and have a whole new feed for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, is this the end?
Oh
Yeah.
God, no! I'm not ready for that. No, we have to do a final episode. We can't just fucking decide at the last second that this is going to be the last episode. I'm not ready for that, Smith.
I
We're
I
not.
wanted to
can
bring it up.
say
I
it's
didn't
the
say let's
last
fucking
one
put
of
this
its
shit to bed.
name, but it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be us sitting in front of a camera,
Same thing.
being idiots, talking about video games and movies and music. We can
Yep.
do the same shit. We just can just rename it. That's all.
I agree.
That's
Or-
all.
wait.
Or we change the whole like.
So there, 2020, new podcast name.
Should I?
Dave
Should I
fucking
re-
shows up for one episode and he's like, I think we should change it.
No,
We should probably, try and get an audience too. Especially if we want to make T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't know how many
Square two
audience
coming to you.
members you have to have before you can make T-shirts. Is there a requirement there?
Oh, 0, but we
Four.
can make them.
I know.
But I mean, if we wanted to actually have merch, what's the point unless we have people listening to us
well, if you have merch, then
other than for ourselves?
notice it's publicity.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, it's always just for ourselves. Who gives a fuck about anything else?
It will be only for us. I'm gonna put you down so I can start shooting dudes again.
Do it.
That's always what it's been about. Is
Yeah.
our happiness. It's all our.
Yeah.
Who cares if 100 people listen?
Yep.
2 people.
Well, I don't care.
Yep.
That much, but
We've never been very good at branching out beyond just us as far as the audience goes, and I think I accepted that a long time ago. It's just I have fun doing this with my friends, so good enough.
But what if we change that in 2020?
we can.
And we make
I'm open to that idea as well.
I think if we keep the premise of this is a for us thing,
Mm-hmm.
with the possibility that others might want to watch
Yep.
and enjoy this, other than a conversation that we could just sit here and not record. We could
Yeah.
just sit here and have a 2-hour call with ourselves. It's
And that's basically what we've done for the last
what it's
little
been.
while. Yeah.
For
how many people can get on
the
Discord?
most part. Oh, for
Like as far as like what we're doing right now,
Yep.
I'm not sure this is the first time we've used it, so 4 is the most of. But it let me add everybody, which was like 6 people. So
yeah.
so that's it's something to definitely talk about.
because me and Dave's kicking around
2020.
the idea of bringing back and of us doing a show. I always like having a couple
Swear
different
free.
shows, even though I don't know. We haven't done anything with Howdy Radio in quite some time, really, either. So
Well, then you can
Well,
then
Maybe
up that-
this decade we bring it all back.
then you get it back up to 3 shows. Yeah,
Well,
I mean you have the
right,
Unknown
the
Wrestling
decade-
podcast.
Howdy Yank.
yeah, that
Hey, Brandon,
was
You're
one of
gonna
the
become
things Dave,
billionaires.
Dave was saying, kicking around the idea of us starting up one in a wrestling. One was one of his ideas as well. So we might, I don't know, we might retouch on the whole wrestling thing. I don't know.
Hey, Brandon, coming out of retirement and doing DCW.
Oh, okay. And then we can just play that same clip of you falling over and over again. That's all we
Sure.
really need to do.
No, you could bring DCW back, and that could be like your BTE
Oh, that'd be cool.
episodes on YouTube.
Me and Lane has talked a million times like that we would like to just kind of convert into like a BTE style show, and that would be super cool, but that's a lot of
Fill
work.
me in. What BT?
Yeah, you're not a wrestling fan, so I guess you wouldn't know.
I am a wrestling fan.
It's the show that's the Young Bucks vlog that you hate so
Oh.
much.
That is.
I'd love to do a show like that, but I just don't think that I have the creativity to like continue to crank out episodes like that.
Brandon, you made a movie.
I did make a movie, but I made a movie fucking 15 fucking years ago. And I'd love to do that
Brand
again
Technology is so much more advanced than when I made that movie.
2020 Ninja Land 2.
too. Oh yeah, it is time for another Ninja Land 2 conversation, that's for sure.
Got to bring it up at the beginning of every year.
Yeah. That's like the white whale. Like I'd love to fucking do Ninja Land 2.
And look, if you guys go to the gathering,
That'd be the perfect fucking time. Would be at the. Oh my God, Smoothie, you just blew my mind. And
See
you
that?
could still fucking call in your part on the fucking phone, just like on the first fucking movie.
and I can actually speak this time. There won't
I
be.
was gonna say, Smoothie, you're not going to.
You're going to be overdubbed, aren't you?
Yeah,
Huh?
it would be overdubbed anyway.
You're still gonna be overdubbed.
Yep.
Well, that's fine.
Yep.
But it would be. But yes, I could be part of it. But it'd be such better quality, and what a better place to
It
enter
would be
Ninja.
so much better quality. Oh man, yeah, I know. I love the idea of Ninja Land 2, but that's usually as far as that goes.
Someone got a tactical nude.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I heard nude.
Game just wanted to come
Did I
and got
not
a
hear
tactical
nude?
nude.
I thought I heard
Bitch.
nude.
Someone got nude. Call of Nudie.
Ooh, I'd like to play that game.
Yeah.
All right.
So 2020, new podcast name, Square 3 podcast. Ninja Land 2.
Square Cube.
Yeah.
There we go.
I can't think of anything else.
Looks like 2020 is shaping up to be the year of Howdy Inc.
But the thing I'm looking forward to the
Last
most
year of the year.
out of everything is Smoothie's solo podcast.
2020, the decade of Howdy Inc. It's our
Brandon,
decade.
you got a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, always.
Hey, that podcast will be coming. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Smoothie podcast.
Yeah, the Mind of Smoothie, episode 1.
I have
After
about
2 years of
15
talking
episodes
about it.
recorded that suck. But
You haven't released it. You've
That's pretty
had an
cool.
episode for like a year or something like
oh,
that.
no, I have no. That's the actual one I shared with you guys. There's other ones that are recorded.
I didn't know you
No,
had
but
15
you haven't
episodes.
released it. You just shared it.
Right, I shared it with you
Oh,
guys.
I'm frozen.
You are frozen. That was a fantastic freeze, though.
Freeze frame.
One thing I've kicked around the idea of doing was to get a good Howdy Inc. Patreon page together
There we go.
that would like include access to the Howdy Inc. vault, because I have all of this shit that I could like make available, but that's essentially just asking you guys to pay for access to the Howdy Inc. vault. But I've thought about it. Scott,
So
you,
you're
I-
making money off of us.
yeah,
I figured it's members we get free access.
no, you'd have to sign up. $5 a month.
Fuck you.
Scott, we can't hear you again.
I made 65% of your content.
No, that is definitely not true.
42%.
That is
I'm sorry.
65% is way too high of a number for that.
So the $500 tier will be the graph.
Would you like to see the graph of all the shit we've done? $500.
That's why I had to
Better be
join again.
bracket.
He was like, I had a kick-ass joke and no one heard it. Damn it.
No one heard my fucking joke. Oh shit. Yeah, I love the idea of the Howdy Inc. Patreon, but then I'm like, that's just asking my friends to pay for it. That's probably not going to happen.
But that's why we want to get
that
other
what
people.
Patreon is. Well,
I could
What's
post
small?
We
nudes also.
monetized it once. We can monetize it again.
fuck yeah. We'll
Fuck yeah. All right, well, Square
We'll get
3 will be on
sponsored.
next Sunday at 10. To everybody tune in. It'll be live on Ustream.
Now we
Is
have
that still
to do it.
around?
Um,
Not in the form, I think.
yeah, I think not in the same form. And I was so sad because the Howdy Inc. Ustream page, it says no longer exist. I tried to look at that one day.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, that's
Ustream.
another grave site for Brandon.
That ain't my fault. Ustream fucking went under. Because YouTube came along.
Because you guys stopped doing your podcast.
Yeah, it was our fault.
Mhm.
Fuck.
You guys were holding it together.
Damn it, Brandon.
Oh, well.
We bring
All
it
right.
back next
All right, well,
week,
we
I
had a
think.
lot of great ideas thrown out there that we won't do, so that's cool.
Yeah. We got to keep the history of the
Right.
last decade of.
At least we
Howdy
got
Inc.
that out of the
going.
way.
All right. So that's that then.
What episode
Good
of
show.
this? What episode is this? We never said.
Who freaking knows at this point?
Yeah. I don't-
631.
Okay, that sounds about right. That's pretty cool that we've done this that many times, though. Even though we didn't do it too many last year, that's still pretty impressive.
We had a
All
good
right.
run. So I guess-
All right. It's not the end.
It's
but
not the
probably
end.
the end of the name.
And
Maybe.
I like this 9 o'clock time.
I'll have to
Yeah,
do a
nice.
new intro.
What'd you say, Scott?
I said I'll have to do a new intro.
Yep, that's true. All
I
right.
think we should make that a goal to all drop a verse on the intro theme.
How long of a fucking intro are we doing? All right, whatever. We'll do that. That's what we're doing. 2020
You do a
goals.
30-second one? You can do a 30-second.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm
All
not
right.
creative enough. You might have to write it, Scott. You write the intro, and we'll just give us parts.
Well, I'll do that.
Hey, we got to mention.
I'm gonna make you speed rap, Smoothie.
That's fine.
He'll fucking show you like how good of a rapper he is. You'll be like, he can never rap this, and then
That'd
he'll
be
fucking
cool, man. That'd be great.
pwn it. I'm like, damn, Smoothie. That'd
Damn,
be
you
cool.
got bars, Smoothie.
Bars.
Bars. All right, let's put it to bed.
Yeah, let's.
Hold on. What were you saying, Brandon?
Yeah.
You were just saying can't forget to mention.
Oh, I was gonna say R.I.P. Neil Peart was all I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
The drummer of Rush died, and that
R.I.P.
fucking
for-
sucks. He was
sucks.
questionably the greatest drummer ever.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Mr. Pert.
Yeah.
Fresh Ben.
Well, Scott's silent again. So on that note, it is definitely time to put this episode of the Unknown Podcast to bed. This isn't the end by any stretch of the imagination. There will be a final Unknown Podcast to be determined.
Oh my god, that blows my mind a little bit. But yeah,
And then we will be back. Bigger, better.
another
With that
web show version 2.
Cool.
Scott, will you fucking come out and join back in again so we can hear you again?
So you can say goodbye.
Yeah. All right, so next week is the last episode of Unknown Pod, and then another web show 2.0 starts up.
Or something.
Yeah. I didn't like that name either, so
Nope. I didn't either.
we gotta actually think of something creative this time.
I've never, ever, ever, ever been the guy that comes up with the names of this shit. That's never been my
We'll call it
specialty.
Three Beards, since we all have beards.
Dave
I
does.
don't have a beard.
No.
You got facial hair.
That's about the most facial hair I've ever seen Dave have.
Yeah.
No, that's a terrible
All right.
name too.
Yep.
The best I could think of right out of
Alrighty,
the top of my head.
fellas. Happy New Year and
There's
shit.
going to be
Happy
some
New Year.
brainstorm. But
Cheers.
See you in the Discord where we can talk about names and never settle on one.
Discord seemed to work out
We're
pretty good
getting
for
this
us
done.
tonight, so that's cool.
We're
Yeah,
getting
Yeah,
this done.
I just won't use my phone again.
What'd you say, Dave?
We're getting this done.
All right. Cool.
All right.
somebody's
Yeah,
about that
two.
business.
Dave will
We
be
got a
texting me
new
at
name
6 in the
for
morning
this?
tomorrow. You ready to fucking do this shit? I'm like, all right.
Texting over his business plan and,
Mhm.
Square three.
and his outline.
Yep.
Yep.
But sometimes that's what it
Yeah,
takes to
exactly.
fucking get shit going. Smoothie's always been the Howdy cheerleader of, let's get this going. And then I ignore him for 2 years and then finally do it.
Smoothie,
That's right.
me and you, man.
Sometimes longer than that.
Sometimes, yes.
You
But
just gotta keep on Brandon. That's all you have to do.
keep on, Brandon, and keep on keeping on.
Yes.
That'll do.
That-
All right.
Good night,
All right.
everyone.
Show.
Bye. I hope you can hear me say goodbye, but goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Damn, Scott's like, got it, fucking po noobs. Goodbye.
Peace out.
All right,
All
gentlemen.
right,
that
let
was
me,
it.
well, we'll do our little wrap
Really,
up,
it was
then
good
I'll hit
seeing you
stuff.
again.
Yeah,
man.
make sure you save it. Get everything.
Mm-hmm.
Smoothie.
Yes,
Smoothie.
I'm here.
It was good seeing you again, buddy.
Oh, yes. It was good seeing you. It's good chatting. Good hanging out.
Brandon, let's go get a beer this week.
All right.
Drinking the beer right here on Discord. Nice.
We're trying to get down Smoothie. You posted about that Juggalotes beer.
Yeah.
That's like right around the corner from Dave and not too far away from me. And I haven't had a chance to get down there and get it.
Tuesday night or Tuesday, I'm off, so let's do it Tuesday night.
Okay.
There you go. You go, you make the road trip,
Mhm.
and you do Barcast.
Square 3.
B20.
Barcast. Holy shit, we bring back Barcast. I forgot about that one a little bit too.
That'd be like a sneak drop right there.
That sure as shit would be. We're doing it. We're doing it for all we gotta do
Did
is
you,
fucking set our fucking phone there and hit record. Nothing to it.
Wait, you did Barcast.
Yeah.
This might have been. I
That
just
might-
dawned on me now.
That might have been
Didn't
this
you-
decade.
That was no Barcast was this decade, but didn't
That was
have
last
another.
decade.
Wasn't that one where you reviewed beers?
Yeah. Wait, no, hold
You
on.
bring back-
Hold on. My bad. Hold on. Two different things here. Barcast was the one that me and Taggart did
In
live
the bar.
from the bar. The other one, the review beer podcast,
Have Another.
was Have Another.
That's what you
Me
can
and
reboot.
Dave and Schooler did Have Another. And that was like 10 or 15 episodes of that. We did
That was
more than
awesome.
one of that.
But there you go. That's what you could. Reboot.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Especially if
that's
you're
where
going
where my head was going with that as well. That's what I was thinking.
to
you were
travel, and you do a little 15-minute. It could be a quick 15-minute
doing.
little
All right.
review live from location, and
Holy shit! 2020, the year of bringing back every single fucking Howdy Inc. project we've ever fucking done.
rebooting.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
We could reboot the unknown podcast as Howdy Radio.
Bye.
All right, I'm
See you,
out of
Dave.
here too. See you guys.
See you, Brandon.